welcome back to IAmBeautifulHustlerTV. Today we have a new wig today, and it is sponsored by IShow hair. Okay, so for starters, when I got the bag, it came in this, well, when I got the box, it came in this little bag here, and it actually came with some lashes. But however, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at what's inside the box. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take some scissors and clip away this sticker here because it is secured. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that open. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and open up that box. And inside the box is the wig itself and just a little wig cap here. But let's go ahead and talk about this wig. Now this is a loose deep wig, and it's in the inch 22. So just right off the bat, the hair comes in this little net here, and so far, just looking at the hair through the net, the pattern is so pretty. So they actually have the wig, you know, protected with the foam inside and everything else. Now this is a lace front wig, so it's about 2-inch parting space on the side and 4 inches parted back. And it also has, you know, little combs in it as well. Now, this wig, ooh, is very soft and it's full, which I'm liking. And also, the hairline is natural. It is pre-plucked. So that means when I actually bleach the knots and everything, I will not have to do too much to this wig. So, stay tuned for the tutorial, guys. So hey guys, today I'll be doing a talk through on how to properly bleach the knots on your lace frontal or your wig. Now this wig that I will be bleaching for you guys and plucking today is from IShow hair. Now this is their 22-inch loose deep lace front wig. So this is the wig in its natural pattern before I even bleach it and wash it and do, you know, everything else that I need to do before actually installing this wig. So as you can see, the knots are not bleached. The hairline is pre-plucked, but we're going to do a little bit more plucking today. So right off the bat, the materials you would need to bleach, you can get you some quick blue bleaching powder. BW2 is fine. Any bleaching powder really is fine. And I also like to use, well, this is the 50 volume cream developer, but you can use either one. It's just like the lower the number, the slower the process. So I like to just do the quickest process and be done with it. So I'm going to be using the quick blue today, and I'm going to use the cream developer. And then you will also, of course, need your mixing bowl and, you know, dye brush. And I will also be using the Got To Be spray today, a dome head, and a few hairpins as well. So the first thing that I like to do is I like to take the actual wig itself. So I'm going to place the wig here on this mannequin, and I'm just going to pin the sides. Put it up so you guys can see. Okay, and I'm actually going to pin it down on the sides. So once you have this pinned down, what I like to do is, you see all these little hairs here that's like down and in the way. I like to actually take the Got To Be spray and spray the front of their hairline with the Got To Be spray. And I just take a comb and I just push all those hairs backwards. And this helps you from prevent from bleaching any like stray hairs, any blonde color or brown color, if you did not want to achieve that look. So I'm just going to take this Got To Be spray once again for this other side, and I'm going to spray that and just go ahead and comb all of that hair back and out of the way. You can also use clips if you would like. If you don't want to spray the Got To Be spray, you can go ahead and just, you know, pin everything back with the clips. But this is pretty much how the hairline looks fresh out the box. It is like a little pre-plucked towards the front, but of course we're gonna have to go in some more to make that look more natural. And I'm going to show you on the other side as well, pretty much what the hairline looks like so far. So with the Got To Be spray, you don't really have to blow dry it or anything because it's pretty much going to dry pretty quickly on its own. So the next thing you want to do is go ahead and remove those pins, and I'm going to actually flip the wig inside out on top of the mannequin, and I'm going to pin that down on each side. You want to secure it the same way you secured it when you had it flipped the other way. Now this will help you just lay that bleaching powder right on top of that lace, and just make sure everything is smooth down underneath, and pin that down as well. If it helps, just flip the back of the wig inside out so it's not really like in your way. So this is what it should look like once you flip that inside out, and now you can actually apply your bleaching powder here. Now as far as the mixture to make your little mix up, I honestly just use 1 scoop of the powder. So this is like my 1 full scoop, and I just go ahead and toss that in the bowl. And as far as the liquid, I just like pretty much pour it in and eyeball it. So I'm just gonna pour. We're gonna start with this much. Let me show you, because you don't want it to be too watery. That way it will like seep through and get on the roots of the hair. Like it will seep through and actually start turning the hairs blonde. So you don't want it to do that. You still want it to be a thick mixture. And the reason why I like to use the Quick Blue bleaching powder, because it doesn't get as watery as fast as the regular BW2 powder. It's supposed to be like a thicker bleaching powder versus the BW2 white, whatever it's called. But however, you want to go ahead and mix up that bleaching powder really good, get a nice consistency. So I'm just going to continue to mix here. See, it's not sticky at all. And this is what you want it to be, smooth enough to just glide on, but it's not dripping or anything like that. So this is all you need. This is more than enough to actually bleach the whole front of this lace front, and you should probably still have a little more left over. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is start from the front. And what I like to do when it comes to bleaching knots, I don't like to stop at the hairline. I'll go a little bit past the hairline, because sometimes depending on how your client's hairline may be, you might have to use some of that some of that net lace to cut around to match their actual hairline, especially for those who have like low dips and everything like that. But anywho, I'm going to go ahead and just take the bleaching powder, and you want to lightly brush it onto that hairline. Now when it comes to brushing, you not pushing it too hard, you just pretty much tapping it on there. You gently want to spread that out. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that, and you want to just go left to right, or whichever. It doesn't really matter where you start from, honestly, but just make sure you get it all over. And sometimes I like to go from the back to the front as well, like take my brush in the opposite direction, and it just fill in all those little places here. Now I know some of you guys might want to know, well, how long do you leave the bleaching powder on? Honestly, it all depends on the quality of the lace itself. Some laces begin to bleach very quickly, and others may take a little more time. Like I actually have some wigs from people, they bring me wigs, they don't purchase from me, and it takes sometimes 30 to 45 minutes for their knots to bleach. And then I have some people who bring me wigs, and as soon as I'm putting the bleach on there, it's already beginning to turn. So you want to make sure that you just do monitor, and you just continue to check the progress of the bleaching of the knots. Now some people put their wigs on without bleaching the knots. It's pretty much your preference, but if you do want to go for a more natural looking installation, then you might want to bleach your knots. That way you can add your skin tone foundation or your lace tint after bleaching the knots to give it a more natural look to blend with your skin tone. So I'm just going to go ahead and touch up those places that I missed. and I'm going to let this sit, but I'm going to watch it at the same time. And as this is sitting, I'm gonna keep checking like I mentioned, and then I will come back on to show you guys what it looks like before I actually wash it out, and also my new plucking technique. So just to make sure that you did everything correctly, oh, I got some bleaching powder on my fingers, but make sure if you do get bleaching powder on your fingers, you wipe it off immediately because it can burn your skin, and it's very irritating. So just go ahead and make sure you clean up any bleaching powder that you do get on yourself. However, I want to pull these pins out for a second to show you guys. And this is pretty much what it looks like after you lift this up. Now you can just sit this on the table and let it sit until it's finished, or you can keep it on the mannequin. But me, I like to take it off and I sit it, you know, on a flat surface facing down this way. That way I can see how the knots are turning. So this is what it should look like pretty much. So now I'm gonna wait until this is complete and this is all bleached up. Then we will come back and I'm going to actually use the, let me show you guys 1 second, which is the Shimmering Lights, the Shimmer Light shampoo and conditioner. What this does is tone the knots after you bleach it. Sometimes you may get that orangey look, or if you over bleach, it will just tone it out to make it, you know, more toned down and calm. So make sure that you do shampoo and condition your lace front, your closure, your wig, anything that you are bleaching the knots on. Even if you're coloring hair, you're bleaching or whatever like that, you want to make sure you tone it. So this is what you would need to purchase for that. So like I mentioned before, once the bleaching process is over, I'll let you know how long I let it sit, and then we will get into the plucking part. Okay guys, so it's been about 20 minutes and I'm going to go ahead and wash out the bleaching powder. So this is what it looks like after 20 minutes. I don't know if you can kind of tell that it's kind of like, you know, blondish in there. And this is the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and shampoo and condition this out, and then I will be back to show you how I pluck. Okay guys, so we're back. I did go ahead and shampoo and condition the wig using that Shimmer Light shampoo like I mentioned before, and the knots have been bleached. So now we're gonna go ahead and begin to pluck. Like I said, it was a little pre-plucked, but you know, for my liking, I have to pluck some more. And guys, disregard my nails. I know they outgrown, they broke off, they need to be retouched, and I will get to that when I have the time to. But for right now, we're going to pluck. So the first thing to plucking is you want to start by plucking behind the hairline. So as you can see here, this wig already has like that little thin layer of pre-pluckedness. I don't even know if that's a word, but it's going to be my word today. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull that little thin layer down, and I'm going to focus on plucking behind that part, and then I will go in here and pull out some of those hairs as well, so that the hairline is not so straight across. Now as you can see, it's not going to be much I have to do because this hairline is not too thick. So I'm going to take some flattened tweezers. I like my tweezers to be very flat. They just grip so much better. And usually my old method, I used to use, you know, like this part here, if you guys can see that, but now I actually like the slanted part is going towards the back. So instead of me doing the slanted part down and plucking, I actually flipped it over because I noticed that when I was using this end of the tweezers, it was pulling out too much, but when I started plucking using this end, it was just pulling out a little bit at a time, which is so much better, so that you would not create patches. So what I like to do is just go ahead and I begin to comb the hair back so I can get a good visual of what the hairline is looking like so far. And I like to hold my hand here so I can keep it smooth and flat back. That way I know exactly what I'm pulling out. And it's kind of weird doing this on camera because I am right-handed. But like I said, I'm going to use that slanted end going upwards. And I'm just going to pull the hair straight back. And I'm just going to move from left to right. And just pluck, 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 pluck. Now the reason why you want to move left to right is so that you don't pull out too much hair in one spot, which create, you know, patches and, you know, bald spots like that. So you just want to move from left to right. And then you also want to take your comb and comb out to see progress. It's a little bit versus it being so much at once, but that's fine because you can go and just pluck as much as you need to. So you just want to, like I said, pull that hair straight back using that pointy end of the tweezer, and you will see that it will thin out little by little. You want to go a little further back too as well, because usually behind the hairline is the thickest part. So you just want to pull that hair out, and as you can see the hair balling up on the top, and I'm just going to pull that straight back, and you can already see that it's starting to thin out so much better. So I'm going to continue to do this same motion, and I'm going to actually speed the video up so it's not super long. So now you want to take that hair that you used from the front, that you parted off to the front, and you want to comb it back just to check your work. And you should see a difference already from how the other side was. But to thin it out a little bit more and remove that straight jagged line, you want to go to the front of that hairline and pull that hair out as well. So basically from this side to how the other side is, it's a difference. See this side here, and we look at this side here. So basically you pluck it to how you like it. I just pretty much focus like in this area, and I'm still going to go in a little bit more, but I'm going to show you guys exactly what this looks like once I'm all done. So this is pretty much the finished result of all the plucking that I did. It is very natural. It's thinner than it was before. So now I'm going to go ahead and begin to install this wig. So stay tuned for part 2.